You're listening to The Hardpoint with Onexpunchxdad and Code Rome's.
Welcome back to The Hardpoint, episode number 33. 33 episodes.
Tracy Trace.
It's good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you too. I haven't seen you since last week.
We need to come together for an IP in person.
I know. We really do.
It's been a while.
I acquired this thing called a baby, and it makes everything really hard to do.
Wrecking all our plans.
I think you know a little something about that, but they
cutting in on guy time.
Yeah. Want to go hang out with my bro, and I can't.
No, can't do it. It's rude, really.
It's a little intrusive. Overstaying our welcome a little bit. Trying to go do things, and I can't.
Stuck with her for at least the next 18 years.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Nobody told me that ahead of time.
I know, man. Having kids is crazy because you get to this point where you just kind of you float between dang, I feel like in my head I thought it was going to be more dang, I can't go do that because I'm a dad now. But there's also a ton of times where I didn't want to go do a thing, and then I was like, oh yeah, I've got 4 things I can blame to not show up to this thing tonight.
Right.
And I'm off the hook. No one's ever going to be like, oh,
right.
my kids. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, do your thing. Hey, man, family comes first. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I actually did. I heard people say that before we had them. You have the perfect built-in excuse. You got the perfect force field for anything.
Especially when they're a baby, man. Yeah. It's like you got the next year is a get out of stuff you don't want to do card. Straight up.
Ah, man, I can't.
Can't do it. Sorry, baby. We got a fun episode lined up this week.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what we're going to talk about. But we'll roll right into our little pre-seggy.
Should we start a little off-air producing on air? Should we start previewing what's coming up in the episode? Welcome to the episode, blah, blah, blah. Today we're going to be doing this, and this.
Here's why you should stick around. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about our favorite game trailers from the Summer Game Fest and the summer, really just the summer game preview rush. I know a lot of the studios and platforms do their own kind of isolated events, but we're just going to be talking about the last 3-4 weeks have been stuffed with trailers and teasers and gameplay videos from a lot of really cool, good-looking games. So we're going to talk about our favorites from that. Stick around.
Stick around for that. Hey, I wanted to mention, and go ahead and cut me off here if you don't want this to be an on-air thing, but I've been thinking about this ever since Saturday night. You know where I'm going with this?
I don't know.
You and I, for the first time in a very long time, actually played some games together.
We did.
We did what we said we were going to do last weekend, and we played Fortnite, the Metallica Fortnite.
We did. We can talk about that. I think the original intent was to stream it, but we ended up not doing that. We did. We squatted up. My 11-year-old son was with us, and oh boy, I realized very quickly that he's very much the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Goodness.
Yep.
And B, I am no longer the Sherpa in this world, I feel like. I am no longer you got to do this, you got to do this. I felt a little bit like I was being led around.
Oh, yeah. He's not afraid to take the charge.
No, he's straight up.
J-Man never backs down.
J-Man never backs down is a thing that was actually said by him. He very much, and he did not say it facetiously.
No.
He said it,
no. It was very serious.
In all seriousness.
I think he said it and then proceeded to wipe a team of 3 single-handedly.
He might have, yeah. He was going for the gold on Saturday night. It was very fun. At one point, there is an item called the Nitro Fists. I think it's these Hulk hand gauntlets that you can dart around the map with.
This is why I brought this up.
And he got them and was killing dudes with them and was saying, Yeah. Get fisted.
I think it was more than saying. Yeah, it was yelling, running around yelling, get fisted.
Top of his lungs. And I couldn't have been more puzzled and proud simultaneously.
My other favorite line issued by him that night was, "My fists are still hungry."
I forgot about that one. Dude.
He's funny, man. I've known him his whole life, but
diabolical, man.
He is, and that felt like a I don't know, like ultimate comfort. It was just the boys. It was Saturday night, playing Fortnite, squatted up, and man, he's fun to play with, and he's a funny dude.
I texted you right after we logged off or whatever, and I was like, dude, tell you, 1 minute, they're just a little helpless baby, a little crying piece of rubber in your lap, and the next minute they're yelling "get fisted" into the microphone on Fortnite. It happens fast, brother.
It does.
It happens fast.
Not only is he good, but he's fun to play with. Very, very fun Saturday night.
That was fun. Sorry we didn't end up streaming that. That's definitely something that I think as we get back in the habit of gaming together, we would definitely like to try that. Yeah. Real quick, how did you feel about all the Metallica accoutrement? I know it probably didn't feel as prevalent as you thought it would be, but the Metallica elements, do you feel like they were okay or pass?
I approve. Okay. I feel like they were done well. There is, you kind of detailed last week that there's a guitar that you can get, and I was able to get that guitar, and it's called the Ride the Lightning. And as you described, you kind of just fly around the map as if you're Spider-Man, but on a bolt of lightning with a guitar as Ride the Lightning is blaring in the background. I did not figure out how to harness the power of that weapon. I got 0 kills, 0 close kills. But it's awesome. It's awesome. Cool. Yeah. And then there's the stage that you were talking about that kind of appears at random in the sky. And you can go up there and there's these giant hologram of each band member playing, and it's like a live concert. And it was pretty sweet, man. Like a gigantic James Hetfield inside Fortnite playing. I don't even remember what he was playing.
I don't remember. It might have been something from the new album.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was badass. And there was that one of my favorite parts besides Get Fisted was there was a there was a battle bus that rolled up. And the Unforgiven was playing on it. What I found, what I known.
I remember that, man. I remember that.
It just, you heard it kind of like appear from the distance, and this battle bus rolls up, and just the Unforgiven, and then 6 or 8 of us all fighting each other right there on the spot. It was so funny.
Pretty radical.
It wasn't over the top. You were right. It was a little like, it wasn't as prevalent as I thought it was going to be, but I did play it a week after the drop, so.
Yeah. I think with Fortnite they're always kind of careful to keep it like feeling like Fortnite a little bit, and not pour into too much of like, well, this new season is just all that all the time.
Right.
Like, I think they're still trying to like play off the old season a little bit, or the previous season rather, and it is what it is. But yeah, I think for what it is, like, it's a really interesting time if you're a Metallica fan and you like shooters. Like, I think pop in. It's free.
It was great, man.
Costs so much
nothing.
Fun. Yeah,
so much fun.
It was pretty neat. Well, let's dive right in now to our pre-seggy that I love so much. What are you crushing? I'll kick it to you, man. What are you crushing?
I got 2 things.
All right.
And I don't think you're going to approve of the show. I'll be curious if you're even like aware of what it is. So I got a show and I got a game. All right. So the show is on Netflix. It got popular during COVID. And my wife and I actually tried to start it. And for whatever reason, it did not hook us in any way. And so we kind of went on. We proceeded as if this show's not really that good. I don't really know why anybody's watching it. Well, she, when you have a baby, there's a lot of downtime, and she kind of started watching it. And then we went back to the beginning because I would see it in passing and started it over together.
Okay.
And it's a show by the name of Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. Why do I feel like that is... It's just... Okay. Pause.
I don't like your reaction already.
No. I'm not saying that this is like overtly like I wouldn't watch that. But it absolutely it falls into that category of like the white noise of whatever hundreds or thousands of Netflix titles that have come out in the last 4 years.
Right.
It sounds like if you made that up, I would be like, yeah, sounds great. I have no idea what that could be about.
Okay. I played this scenario through my head. I was thinking you were going to react one of two ways. Either one, that show's fucking lame. Or two, oh, bro, Outer Banks. I've seen that. Awesome show.
Like, it's just like, I'm trying to think. I think there's a show called The Outer Limits. I think there's a show called there's a place in Star Wars called The Outer Rim. I don't know. What is it about?
So,
jog my memory.
It's got some cheese to it. I will say there's some cheesy moments.
I can do cheese.
It's basically there's like these 4 kids, and the first season really is about this is going to sound really lame. It's about a treasure hunt. It's these kids that go on a treasure hunt, and they're in. So Outer Banks is a real place. It's like South Carolina coast area. And basically it starts with a treasure hunt. There's 3 seasons. I think there's a 4th one coming back, but it's the epitome of like a binge-worthy show where the story is like, they're always getting close, but not quite. There's always something coming in to like ruin whatever's good is about to happen. The episodes always end on a cliffhanger. It always just kind of feels like the carrot at the end of the stick. Like you almost got it and then nope. And then they almost got it and then nope. But it's
frustrating.
It really is. There's frustrating elements. There's frustrating elements and there's cheesy elements, but the characters are really likable, and it's fun, and it's entertaining, and it's a great watch. I highly recommend Outer Banks. And honestly, like I said, it peaked during COVID. So a lot of people probably have either seen it, or at this point, if you haven't seen it, you probably just don't know what I'm talking about, because it's not like it's trending right now or anything at all. But we're on season 3. It's really good. If you want some lighthearted, entertaining, fun television, I recommend Outer Banks.
All right. I will sift through the white noise that is the Netflix catalog.
I guarantee, do you have your computer ready or your phone? Just type it into Google. I bet you'll be like, oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Hang on. Let's see.
It's got all the kids
Banks,
have
right?
big hair. Yeah. They got big surfer hair, and
it's like all attractive people.
Yes.
Is it 2 words?
Outer Banks, two. Yeah, 2 words.
Yeah, Outer Range. Outer Range is the one I was thinking of. That's the one with Josh Brolin in it.
Yeah, that's the alien western one, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, all these people are beautiful.
Yeah.
The dude in this picture he's wearing kind of like a Hawaiian shirt like I am. He's only got I'm in the spirit of the show. I'm going to do what he's doing. I don't think it's going to achieve the same result, but he's doing this.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that on camera, but he's got one shirt buttoned. Just the one.
Probably a 6-pack under there.
Why are they so sexy, Cody? Every one of them.
Now, I was going to say, is it the blonde guy, but the 2 main guys are both blonde.
This guy looks like, oh, we're going to have to throw up an image or something. Yeah, I'm looking at the cast. I don't see one recognizable face. Charles Easton was in something.
Yes.
He plays Ward Cameron. I don't know if that sounds familiar.
To me, yes. That's a very prevalent character in the show.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay.
That.
Here. Are you?
I recognize that guy.
The picture you were looking at?
Let me see. Hang on. I gotta bring you back up. Yeah, that's the picture. That's me. That's me now. We're the same.
Oh, my camera can see it or not. Yeah. Okay. So that is the main lead guy.
Okay. Makes sense. He's beautiful.
He is.
Perfect.
He is. They're all beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, does that ring any sort of bell, like at all?
Elizabeth Mitchell is in some stuff. She's in The Expanse. I've seen her in The Expanse. She plays. Who does she play in this show? Sorry, we're going on a rabbit hole here. Carla Limbry is in The Expanse.
Let's see, Elizabeth Banks. I don't even see.
Not
that
Elizabeth Banks. Elizabeth Mitchell. Elizabeth Banks is very famous.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Elizabeth Mitchell.
Yeah, she's in The Expanse.
I don't even see her. How far down do I have to go to find?
Maybe you haven't run across her yet.
Elizabeth. Oh, yeah. Okay. Was she in Lost?
Car-
I think she was in Lost too.
She was in Lost. She's in. I know her the most from The Expanse. She's a recurring character. Okay. All right, Outer Banks. What's your other? What's your other crusher?
I just gotta say, from the guy who has shamelessly brought Young Sheldon and 21 Pilots to this segment, I feel like I just need to reiterate.
And what is that? I was gonna say 90 Day Fiance. That's not correct. What was the other one?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
That's a great show. It's a great show. I feel like we just need to reiterate.
It's a great show.
These are not the things that define me. Okay,
hey,
as a man.
The rule is you can't uncrush someone's crush.
You can't uncrush somebody's crush. And my idea of what are you crushing? You can't be afraid to admit, hey, I enjoyed something. I want to bring this to the Seggy.
Guilty pleasures welcome.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyways, don't knock it till you try it. Okay. The other thing, I'll make it quick.
Didn't we say we were going to start calling segments minties or something? Wasn't that your idea?
No, we're going to call
week?
episodes sods.
Sods. That's right.
Sods.
Sorry.
Yeah. Welcome to Sode 33.
That's right. Sorry. Proceed with the Sode, if you will.
Damn it. Next week we'll start with Sode 34.
Sode 34, baby.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What's your other thing? Okay.
It's a game I downloaded off of Game Pass called the Callisto Protocol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you playing it?
I'm playing it.
Wow.
It's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
This is
it's not our typical fare, no?
No. It's really not. So what it is, it's a third-person horror game, kind of like a sci-fi horror.
Okay,
and the camera's very close on you. Melee combat, very prevalent. It's one of these where, like, ammo is very scarce. Every bullet you feel like you're really,
it looks
you're doing
very
something.
Resident Evil meets Dead Space.
Yes. Yeah. So I think it might have, not that the actual story is related, but somewhere in production or something is kind of related to Dead Space. It's very Dead Space adjacent. A lot of the reviews and stuff that I watched mentioned those two things in the same breath, which I never played Dead Space.
Me neither.
It looked really hard and really scary.
Kind of spooky, yeah.
Is
this spooky? Is this like
it's
jump
pretty
scare?
scary. Yeah, I was playing it Saturday night, so afterwards I downloaded it. This was one of the games I downloaded Friday night, which has a whole nother story of my gaming fail.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, but I did download it, so Saturday night it was ready to go. And I was playing it in this room at like 2 a.m. with all the lights off and my headphones in. And dude, it is scary. It is scary, but I kind of like those games. So I played a game called The Evil Within 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. It's scary as fuck. Kind of the same concept, third person horror survival. Resident Evil I really like. Do
you like Resident Evil?
Yeah,
we never
Resident
talk
Evil,
about that.
Resident Evil 4 and 5. I've finished 5 multiple times. Me and a buddy, Colin. That's a great co-op game. And
we played 5 in Iraq. We would team up and even the story's fun together, and then you can play the like survival levels together. Those were really fun.
It is fun. I remember with my buddy Colin, we stayed up all night and played the campaign front to back co-op in one sitting. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And boy, when I was coming up with this, there was another game. I can't remember, but these like third person. Oh, Alan Wake. That one, I love Alan Wake 2. I want to play Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake, the first one, is awesome.
Alan Wake also.
Yeah, like third person. Oh, yeah, Alan Wake also too. 2 also.
Gotcha.
Third person horror survival type of games are really fun to me. And this one, it's very slow pace. It's fucking nasty. It's fucking brutal. It's scary.
We never talk about it. I'd never seen the side of you before, man. I didn't know you liked this stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah?
It's kind of hard. I gotta say the graphics.
You
man,
dying a lot?
Yeah, you die a lot. I remember the Evil Within. It might just be this genre, but the Evil Within at the very end when you finished the game, it gave you like a die count, like how many times you died throughout the campaign. And it's a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I gotta say, man, the graphics in this game are like jaw dropping. I'll have to send you some video of it. The character model. So like when you beat the shit out of somebody, you are covered in blood, head to toe. And apparently there was a part, I haven't got there, but you kind of go through like this sewer area and there's just like shit all over you. And
like poop?
Man, yes, like poop. I know.
Yucky.
Graphics are just insane, man. Really fun, but it's very immersive, and I don't know, man. I'm really liking it.
Okay,
it's really cool.
Callisto Protocol. Okay,
yeah. It's on Game Pass. I haven't gotten like super deep into it, but it's just it's super brutal and super fun, and I'm really liking it.
Okay. I think that's cool that you're playing that. I like that.
It's part of a bigger... You know, I think the reason I like it, and I won't go off on this big tangent right now, but I texted you on Friday night and said it is not the golden age of games. Gaming right now drives me insane, dude.
We should tell people what happened. So Cody and I were supposed to play Fortnite Friday night. And he couldn't play it because the update was taking too long. So he tries to play a different game, another game. That game's got to update. I'm assuming your Xbox itself had to update.
Yep.
Probably a controller update in there. It is if you let your system. Well, I'll say your system. I don't know if PlayStation is as bad about this, but Xbox. If you have an Xbox and you don't play it for 2 weeks,
yeah,
you might just want to pop it on.
Right, because earlier Friday I did fire it up and I confirmed, okay, Fortnite is downloaded, we're good.
Yeah.
But I made the mistake of not actually clicking play. So it took about 2 hours to update. During that 2 hours, I tried to fire up 3 or 4 other games, all needed an update. And by the time Fortnite got done updating, I was like, okay, I'm going to play around and just check it out. And they had a scheduled maintenance time. So it's like... I didn't get to play that night, which was ridiculous. Anyways, my closing thoughts on the Callisto Protocol. I think the reason I like it so much, apart from the fact that I just like that genre, it is a single-player, linear, story-driven game, which is kind of a dying breed today.
Yeah,
and
it is.
In a point in my life where I have less and less time to play video games, I don't enjoy them any less. I don't have hundreds of hours to sink into leveling up my character, mastering a skill tree, mastering all these fucking combo. Like I don't have that place in my life right now. So a single player linear game is so refreshing and fun to me.
Exactly.
I love it.
And I love a big open world as you do, I know. But I've been kind of spoiled on the good ones of the world.
Yep.
And so I gotta, unless your open world is awesome,
right?
I don't want to go around and find 10 golden fish,
right?
Or, I don't want to do that kind of dumb stuff. Like I wouldn't want to do that in real life,
right? Right.
I don't want to do that in your game. I want to go shoot people in the face or like experience life in this world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't get on another kick about like the actual like quality of life and the lived in feel of like Red Dead 2. But yeah, absolutely, man. Like put me on a track, grab me by the hand, lead me down a hallway, just give me the gun.
It's fun. You're just proceeding a story. You're bashing through monsters. There is like, I think there's light. You can upgrade the guns and stuff. A sprinkling of something to kind of upgrade and work towards. But man, it feels so much more like gaming in the old days where you just sat down and you're progressing a story.
Just chop through it.
Which is so much fun to me, man. It hit me Saturday night. This is why I haven't played games in a while, because I haven't found that story game. It's like Cyberpunk. I think we're both in the middle of it. Awesome game.
Haven't touched it in months.
It feels like a monumental task to get back into that game.
It does.
Too much.
I loaded up while I was sick. I loaded up Wildlands, which I actually initially was pretty hot on. You know, I liked the action. I liked the kind of the tactical shooter stuff in there.
Right.
But immediately I was greeted with like 1,000 boring things to do.
Right.
And it was like, oh, this isn't an open world game. This could have been a linear game and probably been more fun. But now I've got this giant area that I don't care about.
Right.
I'm not playing that. I'll delete it off my Xbox.
I actually installed that, so I'll go ahead and uninstall that now that you uninstalled it too.
I'll play it if you want me to. I'll get it so we can play it together. But I as a solo experience, I was pretty cold on it in the end.
Make more single player story games.
Facts.
Make them more. All right, sorry, I kind of hogged that segment. Sorry.
That's all right.
What are you crushing?
Kind of worked out because I actually, coming into this, I haven't like really reached out and grabbed anything new from any like across the medium space. But I will say briefly here, recently, Cody's aware of this. I've been using Apple Music since I got an iPhone back in 2015. Just got it, stuck with it, never broke away from it. I think my buddy at the time was working at Apple, and he gave me like 9 months of Apple Music free. So I was like, oh, cool. And after that, I was just kind of locked in.
Hell yeah.
So my wife and I recently realized how much less expensive, and I hate saying this because Spotify is absolutely an evil corporation. They don't pay their artists. They suck. I'm not interested in giving them any kind of like pat on the back. But they are cheaper by a lot than Apple Music. Even for their family. Even for their family plan, it's significantly cheaper. And so we switched to save a little money. And I have not had an opportunity to go in there and rebuild all my playlists from years and years of, almost 10 years of like, hey, like occasionally I would get on a treadmill and be like, hey, I'm going to load up my Run playlist from 2017 where all the music is the correct beats per minute that I'm like stepping to the beat of a song that I like, you know what I mean?
Right.
At a certain speed or whatever. So all that's gone. So I've legitimately just been kind of like out in the ether when it comes to music. And the other day, I want to say it was Thursday or Friday last week, I was kind of aimless. I didn't really have anything I particularly wanted to listen to, but I knew I wanted something kind of intense, not necessarily like super challenging to listen to, something that would get me through a workout. So I pulled up not the original, but the 2016 Doom soundtrack.
Fire.
And ran that like straight up from the beginning that has like the whole like in like the liturgy or whatever it is, like the dude talking or whatever, all like dark and cryptic. It's so fucking good, man. It's a really, really, really good soundtrack for a game, especially. Like, man, it's so cool to hear elements of music that don't normally happen in a video game, like the djent and the 8-string guitars and just like really like odd metered kind of like breakdowns and stuff like that. Really, really enjoy that. So I've been kind of thumping that for my workouts the past couple of times. But yeah, Spotify's okay. I will say one of my favorite features of Spotify didn't exist on Apple Music to my knowledge, but they essentially have like a timeline for you page type thing where you can actually flip through like music videos of bands that it's trying to recommend to you based on your like established tastes, and you can just hear clips of music and see those music videos, and if you like something you just add it. Did you not know that?
No, I've had Spotify forever. I
found that accidentally the other day. I don't, let me see. If you go to Spotify and let's see, where is it? I think it is, if you go to music, where is that? See, I don't even know where to find it. It's not search. Oh, go to search, and then when it says explore your genres, like modern metal, you get like a little TikTok style.
Okay.
See, wow. I'm just like, I don't know. the audience can see. I'm just kind of like scrolling through
Wow.
music videos there, but you can kind of
That's
discover
really cool.
stuff that way, and that's cool because you and I both specifically very much still enjoy music videos, and when we get together, we typically kind of end the night on the couch with YouTube going, and we watch music videos together. And a lot of times you're realizing these songs that you've liked for weeks and weeks actually even have a music video.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's kind of a neat feature.
I've never had Apple Music. I've had Spotify basically since it was a thing. I didn't know
whole
that.
time.
So thanks.
Yeah, well, see, I gave you a little treat just from coming over.
So, do you like it? Do you miss Apple Music? I mean, money
I think
aside, like, would you go back to Apple Music if it was same price?
No, I mean, it's like, it's not necessarily like apples and oranges to me.
Sure.
They both perform the exact same function with very, very little like disparity as far as like how you get to what you're trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really figured out a lot of the nuance of Spotify. I actually like, I know a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at this, but I'm actually kind of psyched to actually have a Spotify Wrapped for the first time this year.
Oh,
like stuff
dude,
like that.
Those are cool.
Stuff like
I
that.
look forward to those. Those are really fun, actually.
They don't do that on Apple Music. I think they tried to do something similar this last year, but it was like no one's gonna share that. No one's proud of that. So yeah, hey bud. Yeah, it's not astronomically different. Hey, open that door. I want to open because it's really hot in here. Our AC is on the fritz again, so
Oh, no.
we gotta have max airflow.
Hey, bud. Get fisted.
He didn't hear that, but I'll make sure I'll pass that along for him. But anyway, yeah, that's about where I'm at on the crush train this week.
Sweet. Welcome
It's
to
good to be here.
the Spotify family. Bring it in.
It feels good to join. Yeah, literally like 90% of the rest of the year.
Have you noticed? Do they have more podcasts?
I know they do have podcasts. I still do have Apple Podcasts that
Oh, okay.
I've been using. Do you when you podcast? Do you use Spotify as well?
Yes, they have pretty much everything.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, you
Wow.
could combine.
We could. Yeah.
I guess
it's probably-
Apple Podcast is free though, huh?
It is. Do you pay for podcasts on Spotify?
No, it's all wrapped into one. Like if you just
Okay.
have a membership, it's all just kind of the same thing.
I understand. Okay. Yeah. No, I have been using Apple Podcasts still. It works just fine. So it's all still there. Right. Well, what are you crushing?
See you later.
See you later. Yeah. All right. Do we need a break? Are you good?
I'm good.
Everybody sucks. Anus. All right, so today, as we stated earlier, very wisely, thanks to Cody there, we are talking about some of our favorite game trailers that have released in the past several weeks. Summer Games Fest happened. Nintendo did their thing. Xbox had their little showcase dealio. It's honestly, I'm not a games journalist, so it's kind of hard to discern what came out during what event. I don't really care. I am an end user, and so really all I'm thinking about is, gosh, I want to play that game, or that looks stupid, and I'm not going to try that. So yeah, we thought it'd be fun to just go through some of our highlights for this season and talk about what we're most excited about. And I am going to kick it to Cody for this first one.
I might need to, you know what? I'm going to proceed with the 3 that I have on my list, but I might need to bring you an updated list at a future time because there are some other games I think I'd be more excited about, but I kind of limited myself. I looked up Summer Game Fest or whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, Jax is getting a corn dog out of the freezer right now and making a ton of noise. The loudest corn dog in the world. Get out of here.
Oh, but I limited my. I looked up Summer Game Fest or whatever, and it was like everything announced at Summer Game Fest. So I picked out of those. But I know Xbox had like their thing that had the new Gears game, which I'm a huge fan of Gears of War. Love Gears of War. So that's not on my list, but I'd probably be more excited for that over anything that I actually picked. So I'm going to proceed with what I have, but I think I may have limited myself versus I think everything that was coming out.
The things you picked legitimately looked interesting to me, and we can definitely like touch on some of the things that came out during the Xbox event and stuff.
Sure.
Gears, I guess we'll on ramp with that. Gears, E-Day, right?
Yep. Before E-Day, it's like a prequel, which is awesome.
Yeah. So kind of like teeing up everything before the first game, so we get everyone's alive again, right?
Yeah,
like
get to play as a young Marcus Phoenix.
Right, Dom's back, all that stuff. I'm not the biggest Gears fan in the world. I've always kind of been a silent cheerleader for Xbox, so it would be nice for them to have one of their like tentpole properties have a big win, like oh shit, you got to play this type entry. Do you think this is it?
It looks pretty sweet, man. I've played them all and I've loved them all. So I don't know. I've never played a bad Gears. It looks pretty cool. Now the only trailer I've seen, it's not a gameplay trailer. It's like it's theatrical one where he's fucking wrestling with a.
It's well done, and I love that they brought back the Mad World song, the motif, which was in the original Gears trailer several years ago, almost 20 years ago. Gosh,
dude, there was just so much emotion in that story. Like it's very emotionally driven. Emotions conjure up while listening to that song and watching that trailer. So it looks awesome. Yeah. I'll start with number one on my list, though. And I got to say, I really put this on the list just because it looks so weird and unique. The gameplay, the little bit of gameplay that's in the trailer actually kind of looked like shit. But it seems like such a unique concept that I was like, fuck it, I'll throw it in here. It's a game called Slitterhead. Are you familiar with that?
I had not seen or heard this until you sent it to me.
Okay.
I want to say, like, I think this is... So, from a gameplay standpoint, I know you're not, like, much of a hack and slash, like a Bayonetta, Devil May Cry guy. Mm-hmm. The action definitely looks like that, but the key mechanic here is not the fighting.
No. You are you're a parasite, basically, and you can inhabit anybody and anything, apparently, and take them over, whether it be an animal or a cop or just a patron, like
a lady getting her groceries.
Yeah.
And it's set in, I believe, like Hong Kong or something. So it's like brightly lit neon signs and stuff, and mainly like, Chinese people, I'm guessing. But
yes.
Like there is like a random white guy walking around at one point.
It's a tourist.
I don't know what.
Yeah,
it must be. But that mechanic specifically looks kind of cool. The fact that you can jump from body to body, and like there's at one point towards the end of the trailer where I guess he's chasing something, or it's chasing something, and it's going down this alley and hopping from like this dude who's like crawling over these fire escapes, and then he hops to this lady and walks like 2 feet, and then hops to another dude, and then does like some acrobatic stuff.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cool to me.
It does. And apparently, so the people that made the Silent Hill games, the studio or the guy or whatever, is behind this. So didn't play those, but I know they were pretty popular. So maybe there's a little something here.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It looks neat. It looks really neat.
Slitterhead. Unique, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Creepy looking. A lot of like blood. Like at one point, this dude like turns his blood into a minigun or something crazy. That's neat.
Firmly planted in reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We're going to go back and forth here. So what do you got?
All right. So I'll go in order from like least hyped to most hyped. Not that my least hyped that I'm not hyped for. So mine is from the Nintendo showcase. I feel bad because Cody felt kind of restricted on it. I feel like his choices would be very different, given different left and right limits on this.
You don't think Slitterhead would have made the cut if I had all the options available?
I I don't know, man. We should play that when it comes out. You should actually see if you genuinely enjoy that game. My first choice is gonna be oh shoot, I forgot the name of it. It is really a Nintendo classic IP that I think Cody is not real hot on at all, but I have played the last 2 games in the series, really enjoyed those. Played several games from throughout the series that I really enjoy. But The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which is in the art style of the Link's Awakening remake from a couple years ago. So it's kind of cutesy, cartoony a little bit. It's not, I wouldn't say isometric, but it's kind of you're looking down at the character for a lot of that. In this one, you actually play as Zelda, which is a series first. You've never, in a major Zelda game, or Legend of Zelda game, actually played as Zelda. You always play as Link.
That's not the main character?
No. Link is the main character. He's the guy who wears green. I know you don't play, so I'm not going to give you a hard time. But yeah, Zelda is the princess. Yeah.
Okay.
The more you know. The more you know. It looks like a more like puzzle driven. I don't think you're actually like taking sword in hand and like, going out there and chopping anybody up or anything. It looks very cozy. It looks like a lot of really fun puzzles. There's like kind of a cloning mechanic that she uses in it, which looks really neat. I really liked a lot of the object manipulation stuff in Tears of the Kingdom, which came out actually like this time last year. So I'm excited to see like how much of that they're actually going to implement into the new game. Yeah. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is my first choice. I think that looks really fun. I've actually gravitated towards more kind of like cutesy cozy games over the last several years as kind of a departure from the death and devastation that I typically go in for. So this might be it. This might be something that I throw in the Switch when I go on the road for work and crush on the plane and stuff.
Comfort gaming,
Comfort gaming, absolutely. Yes, that's kind of why I selected this one as one of my picks, because it just looks cozy and fun and cute.
Maybe I'll give it a whirl.
You would like Zelda. Zelda is high-key enjoyable, man.
Where should I start? Breath of the Wild?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, if you can get it on a Switch and play, Switch you can take anywhere. And Breath of the Wild's kind of open world, and it feels like the things that you do in that game are kind of, like, rewarding.
Is that the one with the upside down?
That is the previous one. That is, you're talking about the depths. That's Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is a great place to start, too, honestly. But there's things that happen in Breath of the Wild that kind of on-ramp. There's things that happen in Breath of the Wild that on-ramp Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay. I'll put that on my ever-growing list of things to do in this life.
You don't have to do it, but yeah, if you did, you would enjoy it.
I'm going to slot it behind Metal Gear Solid. That's getting a playthrough before Zelda is.
Yeah, that's that one we got to get to.
Okay.
That one, playing the original Metal Gear Solid. I had your sister do it. We played through it one night. We threw it in, put it on easy setting, and it took us about, I think, 5 hours.
How many? Is it not like a series? Is it just a game?
It is a series, but the first game in the series, which is my favorite, if you put it on easy mode and just barrel through it, 5 hours.
Okay. That feels less of a giant task. I thought it was like a series of games, which it is. But you're just saying that the one I need to play through is like the first one.
Perfect World. AV, no, open that. No, ma'am. Keep that open. My kids keep trying to shut this door. I'm going to cook in here. I want you to play the whole series. They're all really good. The first 3, 6, 7 hours of gameplay, and that's with watching all the cutscenes and stuff. They're really not super long, and you can barrel through them. 4 gets a little longer. 5 is straight up like you need a couple weeks, right? Because it's an open world game and it just takes longer. But,
like going back to the first one, difficulty wise, like if you cranked it all the way up by today's standards, is it a difficult game?
It's not like all that really happens when you do that is you take more damage and you deal less damage.
Okay.
So it really is. It's the same game. Mm-hmm. You're just having to shoot more bullets, throw more grenades, and dodge more.
Right.
You know, be
Take
more
less.
strategic. Yeah. So it really, you're not losing a lot, honestly. If you want to get the I like the Metal Gear Solid story. I'm not a completionist. I'm not a hardcore, like, yes, I want this to be punishingly difficult type dude. I just like playing through it to get the story.
Sure.
And, yeah, throw it on easy mode. There's nothing wrong with it. If you really, really don't want to play the game, YouTube it. You can YouTube all the cutscenes and essentially understand the story, minus all the fun stuff you get to do in between the cutscenes.
I would like to play. I just need to acquire a PlayStation.
Well, they have the Master Collection now. You can play it on your Xbox.
What? All of them?
You can play 1, 2, and 3, plus all the kind of little in-betweeners. Yeah.
Well, that's too easy. All the barriers have been removed.
Yeah. There's nothing to it but to do it, brother.
Well, let me finish the Callisto Protocol and I'll hop right on Metal Gear.
Like you said it, like the Callisto Protocol.
Let me finish the Callisto.
All right. Choice
moving
number
on.
2. Yeah.
Okay, a game, really I just kind of picked it because I love the movies. I know we both share this. There's absolutely zero gameplay in this trailer, which makes the entire thing a little sussy. And because it's a movie game, it's probably going to end up sucking, but I put it on my list anyway. It's a game called Dune Awakening.
Dune. We love Dune.
Is supposedly like I don't know if it's like an RPG or an MMO. I don't even know. There was so little information in the trailer. I just know it's a Dune game, and I think that could be kind of cool. I don't remember there ever being like a Dune game before. If there was, it was like old.
If there is, I haven't played it. I thought the concept in the trailer, they basically are teeing up the world from Dune and the Dune movies. If you haven't read the book, which is fine, but they're basically teeing it up to where if Paul Muad'Dib or Paul Atreides or the Queen or what?
Did you have a stroke
Lizan
there?
Al Gaib, huh?
Did you have a stroke there? I don't even know.
I did. I was trying to remember all of his like 8 different names or Usul or whatever. If he had been born a girl as the Bene Gesserit had directed Lady Jessica to have, they'd
Just a really weird, interesting, but weird like way to take it.
It is. And what I've realized is they did not like that's like the font that they use for Dune is the movie font. Like this feels like it is straight up like a like, and the tone, like there's a point where something like a ship gets blown up, and you're like, that looks like a shot out of the movie,
right?
Like it very much feels in keeping with the tone of the movies. So it is. I have to imagine that they weren't done completely like, like some of the Lord of the Rings games are not like, they're like, yeah, we're not part of the movie universe.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, we can tell because you look like shit. But no, this very much looks like it was made in some sort of partnership with the studio at the movie. So that looks cool. That probably means more now than it did 15 years ago because I feel like you're absolutely right. A movie game 15 years ago, like there's a reason they kind of stopped doing that. So I have to believe that if they're doing it now, the intent is to do it well and to give us a really good game tie-in to the movies.
Yes. I think there are some gameplay trailers out there, or at least some footage. So maybe I'll go check that out and report back. Maybe I won't.
I would rather play this than Slitterhead.
Interesting.
Or are you the other way around?
We're not going to play Slitterhead.
You're not eager for that one at all? I feel like we're going to have to redo your list. You're going to get a supplementary list next week.
Actually excited about Dune or Slitterhead was really bad. I can't tell which one.
I like Dune, man. Like I'm there for most of the. There's a show coming out about the Bene Gesserit that takes place in that universe. on HBO, I think. I want to watch that. I'm all about Dune and Dune adjacent properties.
Me
Give
too.
me all the Dune. I'm there for this. This is a good pick.
Okay.
Have faith in your choices.
Okay. All right. Maybe I shouldn't preface every one of my choices with, this looks like shit, but I picked it anyway.
This is a failed experiment. My second pick is something that I probably even more so than Zelda know that Cody is not a fan of. It's something that I honestly like feel like I'm on an island. Like there are fans of this franchise and this series. They're just not on the same planet as me, or at least not in the same area code. But Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, which is it is a spiritual sequel to Monster Hunter World, which I recently started playing again right before we moved, so a couple months ago. Really, really just enjoy that game a whole lot. It is so much fun. It is equal parts kind of the cuteness and lightheartedness of like Pokemon with kind of the mixed with kind of the darkness and the grittiness and the difficulty of a Dark Souls. So it's a very anime game. So I think a lot of people are kind of put off by that, but I have a lot of fun. And it's meant to be enjoyed with friends. Unfortunately, I don't have any friends who play Monster Hunter, so I am forced to either play alone or play with strangers, and that often ends in disaster because some people can be really fucking rude.
Or
stupid, or they're bad at the game. Anyway, Monster Hunter Wilds looked really fun. They've added... so Monster Hunter Rise, which was made by a different studio, added mounts, so you can ride around on monsters and stuff like that. They are bringing those into Wild, so you'll be able to ride around on your mount. They're bringing back monsters from earlier entries, from like the PSP days. They're of course they're going to roll out new monsters. That's going to be really fun. Hopefully we get some new weapons. I think it'd be really radical to get new weapons. I think we haven't gotten anything new since World, so it would be really fun to get new, like, I don't know, ranged weapons or different kinds of swords and stuff.
You don't have any of your friends that like Monster Hunter? I thought I was like maybe the one out.
I don't. Like, I tried when I got back into it a couple months ago. I was kind of playing it between like Helldivers and stuff. I ended up getting a good, I started a brand new character, and I got a good portion of the way through that game just going solo. Soloed Rathalos, Raytheon, like a lot of those big monsters that are kind of tough to kill on your own. But I joined a Discord trying to like find anyone that I might want to saddle up with. Didn't happen. So if you're listening to this and you're a diehard Monster Hunter player, please come to me. Come find me.
Did you try Craigslist?
I did not try. Is that even still a thing? I'm surprised that
it's definitely a thing. I don't know if there's Monster Hunter fans on there or not.
It's a thing if you want to get murdered, turned into a lampshade.
Sorry to leave you hanging on that, bud. Just never came around to it.
Zero judgment whatsoever, because I know you, and I know it's probably not your jam.
All right, rolling on to my last one. I will say this one actually looks pretty cool. And
I'm glad this one was on your list.
Yeah. It's the opposite of the type of game that I was just talking about that I like. Very linear, story driven. It'll probably have it will have a story. It won't be very linear because it's an RPG from what I understand. But Star Wars Outlaws looks pretty cool to me, man. I played, what is the most recent series? The Jedi Fallen Order or whatever.
I think Survivor was the
Survivor.
last one.
Whatever the first game was of this like most previous series, I played a little bit of. I didn't finish it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't stick with it. Right. This one looks really cool, though. This looks like an open world RPG Star Wars game, which is totally unique. And it's kind of driven me crazy. Like all the Star Wars games that come out, like Battlefront, never thought that was that cool. Never had a lot of fun with it. Kind of weird. The Survivor games, like they were okay. This looks like something that could be really, really fun. I'm really excited about it.
I watched someone, I was on TikTok and I scrolled across a live, and it was someone who had a advanced like demo of the game, and they were doing a mission where they were shooting stormtroopers, got on their ship, took off, flew into space, and got in a dogfight.
That's sick.
All of those things that I just said happened with 0 loading screens, 0 break in the action. They all happened in sequence, and all I could think the whole time was, this was what Starfield wishes it was going to be. Starfield, in my mind, was going to be that. It was going to be run, hop in your ship, actually like partake in the takeoff, like not just like press X to take off and then you just scan in and you're in space.
Right.
Boo. Lame. No, this is very much like you take off, you can skim the surface of the planet, or you can ride off into space and then dogfight in space. It looked very clean. It looked very much like the Starfield that it wishes it was.
Yeah.
Or that Starfield wishes
it looks
was.
cool. And just being like in the Star Wars world, finding a little cantina to go in, just the different worlds, the dog fighting. I'm really excited. Star Wars usually, at the very least, will have a good story to it. And then I just imagine that there's going to be a lot of cool things in this world to kind of explore and uncover, and different characters and stuff like that. So it's filling a void that I don't think has ever been filled, like an RPG Star Wars game. Yeah. At least, that I can think of or in recent memory. So I'm really excited for it.
It almost like, if it works, it kind of makes me hope that they do it, because your character is very obviously like not a Jedi prospect, or it's not like the series isn't really built around like, are you gonna have a green or a red lightsaber? Like, you are like a smuggler, criminal, outlaw, right? And a lot of the action is shooting. There's even like there's a part of, I don't know if it was the trailer you sent or one I saw earlier, where you get like Deadeye from Red Dead.
Yeah.
You have you can kind of like go into detective mode, scan targets, and you can do like a bam, 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 like a quick takedown.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
So I'm kind of glad, because I feel like the most interesting parts of the Star Wars universe probably happen away from a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And that seems like all anyone wants to see. I don't know, this Acolyte series that just came out, famously, like, people hate it. And it's like,
I don't know what's up with that, but I definitely saw the hate.
I haven't touched it. It's like almost, the hate is almost so loud that I haven't even gotten to the bottom of why they hate it, other than like, it seems like, and it's not, I'm not trying to balk at like diversity or anything like that, but it sounds like it is a just like woke mess jumble type thing. Like, I don't think inclusivity is bad or anything like that, but it seems like they very much were pandering with this one and just tried to check some boxes. And
look how diverse we are.
Yeah. It sounds like they actually, like, in a lot of instances throughout that series, like, deviated from the canon, which is unfortunate. So I'm hearing it's canceled, though, so maybe we can just strike it from the record.
There you go. Yeah. Star Wars Outlaws. It looks really cool. I'm actually really excited about that one.
It looks neat, man. It really does, and I like that it's, it's a unique take, and it's not like the typical like you said, like Survivor and whatever Fallen Order, like you're a lightsaber guy.
Right.
That's only gonna be so fun for me, honestly. Like, show me more.
Right. My honorable mention, the Indiana Jones game.
Really?
It looks kind of fun.
It does look well made, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I could see it be like having like Uncharted Nathan Drake appeal.
Yeah, exactly. It's first person, which is interesting. I don't know. It looks kind of cool.
It's gonna be weird. I don't like games that restrict you to first person. I want to see my drip. I want to see my.
I want to see the whip hanging off my waist.
I know, obviously, like Indiana Jones is wearing khakis and a leather jacket at all times, but 5'11s, whatever he wears.
Oh, all right. On to your last one. I'm actually really,
right.
really, really, really excited about this one. The trailer looks dope. I can't wait to hear you talk about it. I have all kinds of questions. Go.
My crux, my final choice is not going to be a surprise to anybody, but we did get an extended gameplay trailer for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is a top to bottom remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which came out on the PS2 many years ago. It is not a up-res. It is not a retexture. It is straight up. It is. They went in. They recreated the game from the soup to nuts, and I was a little skeptical of this. I think my hype for it with the initial teaser was not high. The teaser felt out of tone a little bit. The one with like the parrot, and they're following the parrot around. You know what I mean? It felt like a deviation in tone a little bit. But looking at this and seeing how faithful they were to subtle nuances in everything from the cutscenes that were shown to the way Snake moves, absolutely feels like a love letter. I'm really fucking psyched to play this, man.
The graphics look pretty sweet. When does this come out?
It has not gotten an official release date, which is concerning to me. I'm hoping that comes soon. I would like to see it before the end of 2024, but understanding that may not happen. But all that to say, when it does drop, I just hope that it is not a bait and switch. I really hope there's not a lot of I don't know. I hope you get what you get with this, really. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want there to be any kind of like weird DLC, you know. Give me that experience with a new paint job. You know what I mean?
So you said this is the third game in the series?
Yes.
Why did they choose this one to do a complete ground up remake?
So, I will say this, and this is not necessarily my opinion, but I believe Snake Eater is regarded as the best entry in the Metal Gear Solid series.
Okay. This is Snake Eater.
This is Snake Eater, yeah.
Who is Naked Snake or whatever he says in that trailer?
So in 1 and 2, you play as Solid Snake, who is a clone of Big Boss, who is a legendary soldier from really back in like the Cold War era. In Snake Eater, you're not Big Boss yet, but you are his dad. Okay. And it's the Cold War era. You drop into Russia and you're trying to stop, bad guys and stuff. Very confusing lore. I don't want to like pass the buck, but you kind of got to play the games. Sure. Because the reveals and especially like the best way to play this series, I keep telling people this because they want to play it chronologically. They want to start with this one. Play them in release order because the games are built for you to understand things about each of those games as the series went on, not chronologically.
Right. Okay.
So,
this kind of makes me want to play everything even more. Maybe I can try and get through at least like the first 3 games, understand the lore, get involved a little bit, and then that might make me appreciate this one even more once I get to play it.
Very realistic. We could knock out 1 and 2 before this comes out, especially if it's not going to come out by the end of this year. I mean, like I said, you can knock out 1 in, like if we started it at 10 a.m., we'd be done by dinner, straight up. And
maybe really, we need to do next time we have like an in-person hangout. Maybe we need to Metal Gear 1 playthrough together.
I think you would love it, man. I really do.
That sounds fun. And passing the sticks back and forth. I haven't done that forever, like with a story mode. That sounds fun.
I'm saying, man, get some snackies. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Some frozen pizzas.
Anyway, those are the games we're kind of looking at. I do also want to throw out a mention for Doom, not Doom Eternal, the Dark Ages. Doom the Dark Ages.
Ooh, that looks, dude, pretty hyped about that.
That looks pretty radic. There is a segment in that trailer where he's loading up. He has a gun that its ammo is skulls. And he's putting the skull in the gun, and he walks out into this area with a bunch of enemies and starts like automatic firing, and it's matched up to this like heavy ass
Yes.
gent track.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's pretty rad, man.
The trailer I saw at least was timed up, like the cuts and everything were timed up with the music overlay. It was sick.
The saw blade shield is goated. I absolutely, I can't. I'm high key excited for Doom: The Dark Ages. That looks pretty cool.
Me too.
So
Me too.
I think that probably needs to be it this week. Keep those write-ins coming. I think we went a little long on our picks this week for Summer Games Rush and all that stuff, but continue to do that. Thanks for
Slitterhead took up too much time today.
Yeah, we got too ate up with Slitterhead. Huh?
I can't reach the popcorn.
You can't reach the popcorn? Well, if you give me like 2 minutes, I'll come help you.
Did she fall down the stairs?
She did not fall down the stairs this time. She is hunky-dory, but she cannot reach the popcorn, which is a sign that I must go. And she's shutting the door again.
Shutting you in.
Oh, she caught it.
Oh.
All right, hang on. Hey, that's probably going to do it for us this week. I appreciate you guys tuning in with us. We'll be back next week with some more chicanery.
Chicanery.
Shenaniganry. Baja blessings upon you all. We'll see you next week.
Get fisted.
Hell yeah.